everybody. Welcome back to Get Your Money Right podcast, brought to you by Forward Motion. My name's Amanda Miller.
I'm Sarah. I am on the board of directors of Forward Motion.
And I am the executive director of Forward Motion. Today, we're going to focus on the topic of budgeting. So it's, I know budgeting is just a super exciting word, right? Everybody gets really excited when they think about budgeting. And it's like when you're a kid, all you want to do is grow up because I'm going to be able to do anything I want, right? I don't have the limitations set on me by my parents or by my teachers, or
I'm going to have my own money.
I'm going to have my own money.
It's just that easy to acquire.
Yeah, I just do whatever I want. I'm just gonna go everywhere. I'm gonna buy everything.
Yeah.
And then, when you're trying to set yourself up as an adult and start to budget, it's like, yeah, but what about doing whatever I want?
Yeah. It's like, what about that thing I want to do? But you don't realize, maybe even you do, but after fact, you don't realize how that's going to affect you afterwards, like even at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Oh, I really should have budgeted better.
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe there's something better that I wanted but I can't get.
Yeah.
I have a bill to pay and I can't pay.
Cool. But what's my real reason, or what's my real thing that I'm going after, right? Is it a trip? Is it, more investment, paying off your car early? Is it, whatever? Is it making an extra payment on your house once a year? Because I would have to look up the exact numbers, but I believe on an app, 7 years of your loan.
Sure will. There's a few ways that you can do that.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So.
And it's like, wow, that's a big deal, right? And that's a lot of equity built,
interest,
a lot of interest saved, a lot of equity built, and be able to do or have what I want. There's also that realization of like, well, when I sit down with people in individualized coaching and we look at spending and income and look at creating a strong budget, and I always say budgeting's the easy part. It's sticking to the budget that's the real flex. And so according to Schwab's 2019 Modern Wealth Index, which they do Schwab does this report of how people use, save, and plan for financially every few years. And in 2019, they found that only about 25% of Americans have some sort of written financial plan. Really the beginning. So the mindset that you have around personal finance is so important to your success. I always like to say, have you ever, heard of a predestination paradox, right? So if you believe you can, if you really, really believe you can, you're right. And the opposite goes to if you believe you can't. If you're putting obstacles out, months in planning, a lot of intelligence, all of these things. And there were two helicopters, and I'm going to paraphrase it all, but there were two helicopters. Business, we're taking off, everything, helicopter explodes. Okay, now we have to set it on fire because there's all of this important intelligence and stuff. And months of planning, literally within the first, couple of hours, it's like, okay, we'll set that plan on fire, right? And so that's where that's a visualization. The goal hasn't changed, but sometimes the methods have to be a little bit flexible, and things are going to get in your way. You will fail and then go straight. But if you're on a long hike, right, always consult your map. And that's what your budget is. Your budget is your map that you're going to consult. And then so mindset is for fun exercise to kind of go through and really look at, okay, what am I spending? What do I have coming in? What can I adjust, right? And really put a solid plan together. But the real success comes in the execution. Comes in sticking to it.
Yes.
Don't have anything else that comes in outside of that. So, when you're calculating your expenses, are there any hiccups that you might be able to think of, or anything that comes to mind that might be a little like, okay, that can sometimes be tricky to figure for a good amount of time and you're working for yourself? One thing is, if you can figure to pay yourself a regular salary, do that. That's on a lot of different levels. That's really the best way to do it. Make sure that you're paying yourself regularly. But if not, then look at a 6-month basis. Go 6 months back, right? Especially if you have seasonality in your business, go 6 months back and create your budget based on that chunk of time. And that also comes into just living within or beneath your means, right? Which is, tip from grandma, right? Live below your means. Odd jobs. They might take on gigs, right? Working for something like TaskRabbit or Uber. It's just, I do this on the nights or on the weekends and things like that. And again, I always recommend looking at that stuff on, if you can, a quarterly basis. And that way you have a really great week and every single cent and dollar, and expect that nothing is going to go wrong. Nothing is going to happen. We just saw that is absolutely not a thing with COVID, right? COVID happened and a lot of businesses did not make it. Right. And looking back, it's like, Amanda, what were you thinking?
Great. We need this 2-bedroom apartment away from our parents.
We can do it.
Yes.
Right. And at the end of the day, next thing you know, it's like any small thing that happened was just an explosion.
And that was kind of part of one of my questions was, how do you what is budgeting every day look like for you? Because I mean, and maybe it is literally having a figure of, this is the amount of money that you can do whatever you want with this month, and having that written, this month, have it written down in your phone somewhere, and every time you think about buying something, going and deducting that. But it's not like we all just carry around this figure, or have this figure in our head every time you're making a purchase. We should. Yeah. But what are your methods for that? When you're
just about budgeting down to the penny, also that you want to be careful about, because what's left over is going to be savings and investment without you. Because that's where that scarcity and that, I don't want to stick to a budget, because now I'm out there just making it rain at Walmart or Target or Ulta or wherever it is that
Starbucks. I need that
espresso. No, yeah, very true. But I love what you just said. If it's consistent enough that it's making a big enough impact,
right,
then it is a problem. Right. So giving your,
they send on me every time.
You get the email
this year I was late $12 because I forgot all of it. Marissa over, and I was like, nah.
No, there's no way. I just did that. Literally one of the HOAs is monthly. There's two HOAs. One is monthly and one's quarterly. They're small amounts. They're very small amounts, but it's something that you have to remember and budget months. And I know I don't even think you can get oil changes for $30 anymore.
65.
Yeah. So say it's a $60 oil change once every 3 months. Again, that's $20 a month in your budget for your auto care expenses.
Yeah. Taking notes, guys. This is good stuff.
Yes. What are some other ones that always end up coming to mind? So, I feel like we listen to books when I drive, and so I had the top tier Audible subscribe, a couple of free credits every month, and I would literally burn through books that much that it was okay, this $20 a month makes sense because one book work every day. Now, when COVID hit and now we're working from home, and I was like, well, I went down to the $7.99 subscription, because I was like, well, I'm not burning through books that fast because I'm not driving as much. I don't have to worry about nobody, right? And so those little things like that. Now, there's you just Netflix for free. So
because I have Verizon, what do I get for free for them?
Disney Plus, right?
Oh, I do get that.
Free things, but
I don't use that one. Okay.
But so now it's okay, well, that is going to be something that we get for free.
Sure.
Now, team their whole their whole suite of things. So you log into the account and you get all this like different free stuff. Now there's another, when your computer's just acting all wacky, right? So that's something that you want to keep. But it's one of those things that will sneak up on you. But what I'm trying to get at here, you get these things and we don't even realize that we have them. And it might be something that you're paying for that you don't have to be paying for.